Hello and welcome to Next Gen Newsweek episode 41. This podcast is brought to you by no news to talk about this week. We are a news channel with no news other than like very small things. But before we get into those small things, my name is Mitch. Joining me tonight is Richard.
Hello.
And Michael.
Howdy.
We don't know how long this episode is going to go on for because we could end up, just rambling for forever. But if we just talk about news, it'll be over in like 5 minutes. So let's get into the news. First thing Michael brought right before we started, new Fortnite season was a Chapter 2, Season 6. Right? I don't know. I haven't seen a lick of Fortnite news other than that the new season was coming up. But you know anything about it, Michael?
Other than Lara Croft is like the premier character in this one, and there's like craftable items, like in a different way than before. I don't know. I haven't played any of it yet.
Nice. Yeah, I knew that it was coming up, but I haven't played it whatsoever. Other two the big one, I think this actually dropped maybe a couple hours before we started recording. So Sony has been doing this play at home initiative where they've been giving away free games to bored people that don't require PlayStation Plus in any extent of it. As long as you own a PlayStation, you can get it. Currently, Ratchet and Clank is being given away for free, but they've announced that they have 10 more games coming for it. A lot of them are PSVR games, but you get, Abzu, The Witness, Enter the Gungeon, Subnautica, Res Infinite, Moss, Astrobot Rescue Mission, Paper Beast, Thumper, and starting April 19th, you can get Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. And they're all free. Wow. They don't require PlayStation Plus. Richard, are any of these games on this list things that you might pick up?
I think I actually own every title on that list, so
should have waited.
I'll have to check on Subnautica. Maybe not that one, but the majority in Thumper. I don't think I would purchase a game called Thumper, but the majority of that list, yeah, it's already in the library. So,
well, now you can just get them again.
Subnautica, is that the undersea No Man's Sky type thing?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think I have that one, so I'll definitely be checking that out.
I've booted it up, and the controls seemed okay, and then I stopped.
Played something else.
Went back to No Man's Sky knowing this one.
Probably.
But yeah, the big thing, I mean, getting Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like a big AAA first-party Sony game for free, that's a big win. I mean, if you have a PS5, you're already getting this game for free through the PlayStation Plus collect. Because it's not free at that PlayStation Plus, but you already have access to getting this game through that. But if you are just someone with a PS4 or a PS5 with no PlayStation Plus, then you have a nice opportunity to get that. And of course, then all the other indie titles in that. And the other big thing, which is what I was really excited for up until I watched the video, which is the creators of Dying Light 2, Techland, they put out a video today showing that they are still working on the game. It's not canceled. It is planning on coming out this year. But the format of the video was like celebrities read mean tweets, where it's just literally them sitting in a room reading all the hateful things that people send them constantly, asking about the status of Dying Light 2 with like a 30-second trailer. Richard, did you watch the video?
I'm going to be honest, it's the first time I didn't do my homework.
No.
And the only reason I didn't is because I didn't really care for the first Dying Light. So it's not, I'm old school. I think zombies should shuffle and shamble around, maybe walk at a moderate pace if they get excited, but the whole running thing just kind of blows the genre for me.
Well, the whole concept is that at night they mutate into this, I don't even know what they're called, but they're like these gigantic zombies. They like turn into these different, like almost alien type zombies at night, but they're weak to ultraviolet lights.
Oh, okay. So they hide during the day?
The ones that can turn like that will hide during the day. They have like little hives.
Gotcha.
And so in the main game, all these areas will be like over infested with them. I can't remember what they're called. I feel like a terrible fan of this game. I can't remember what they're called. It's been forever since I played it though. But once you can go into these hives and you can destroy them during the day. So obviously you go in there and there's going to be way more of them in there than normal. But you go in there and you can destroy them so that way they'll stop being all over the place at night, so you can do a bit more exploration without them constantly on your ass. Because they're weaker during the day, but when at night they can grow like extra limbs and they can jump around and kill you in like one hit.
Oh wow.
They're kind of crazy.
They are gnarly.
Michael, did you play Dying Light 1?
I played a little bit with you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did play a little bit of Dying Light with me.
Yeah.
It was terrible. When I got a PlayStation, I played that game by myself for a little bit. Got like really high level in it, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we'll play it with you." And I think I probably bought a couple of copies for it, like Michael did with No Man's Sky. And then everybody gets in there, and I just have like this grappling hook that turns me into Spider-Man, so I can just fly around the map. And they're just like, "We can't keep up to you." That game gets really stupid. Like you can actually find the Master Sword or their version of the Master Sword in there, and you can start crafting it and stuff. It's like it looks like the Wind Waker Master Sword, little bitty thing. But yeah, the game's so fun. I wish more people would get into it and actually play it all the way through. Especially the following expansion, because the first game takes place in like a city, but the second game takes place in the middle of a gigantic cornfield. So you can you get little dune buggies and you can just drive around everywhere and just run shit over and upgrade your cars. And then you run out of gas and then you can't find gas for it. It's really fun.
Fair enough.
Really fun. And that's it as far as news. So if you came here for just news, that's it. But
we'll see you next week.
See you next week. But we have a lot of downtime right now because I'd say we're about 2 or 3 months away from the big ramp up to like E3 and all them other events. So everybody's starting to save all of their announcements. Xbox and Bethesda kind of did a little thing where they're like, hey, just a reminder that we merged, but we're not talking about anything until E3. So we got that to look forward to. Apparently, Elden Ring people want an easy mode, and that pissed Richard off.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Like, I feel like that's going to Burger King and demanding a taco and getting pissed because they won't give you a taco. Like, eat somewhere else. It's not for you.
Well, that's a good analogy. I like that.
It is a good analogy.
But I did want to bring this up because I think Richard ended up getting it. Richard, did you actually cave in and buy the Mario 3D All-Stars collection?
I did, yeah.
Let's hear
FOMO
about it.
Strikes again.
Let's hear about it.
Man, it's of course. Now, I don't think I'm gonna say honestly, I don't think I've played Mario 64 since I had a 64 and it was connected to a box-like TV. So I don't know the version that's on the Switch. It may be news to nobody else but me, but I was really, really shocked at how crisp it looked for a 64 title that, came out in, 96?
Yep.
So approaching almost 30 years old in just a few years.
Don't you wish you looked that crisp?
For an almost 30-year-old game, that it looks great. And it controls really well. The same kind of controls, because it was the first leap into 3D, when you're trying to jump on a Goomba or something like that, and you get two different moving objects, that can be just a little tricky, but it looks great. And I've not tried the other two titles yet, but if they look anything like the Mario 64, then yeah, it looks awesome. And the controls are not as bad as what I thought they would be.
Well, and to preface everyone, Mario 64 is 720p. The other ones are 1080p, full widescreen versions of them.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest thing people complained about with 64 is that it wasn't widescreen and it wasn't 1080p, but whatever. I will say that when you get to Sunshine, you're probably, if you want to play the original way, you need to invert the control stick or invert the right stick because it's backwards the regular way, the way they have it in there.
Gotcha.
And that's why people got pissed about that version is because it was wrong and they went in and fixed it and they added GameCube support. So you can go in and play with a GameCube controller now if you have one. Or if you have like the, I don't have it at my desk, the Power A wireless GameCube controller that's like a Switch controller. You can use that. 64. And then in Galaxy, they made it where you can play it without using motion controls. So
Good. Oh, I'm not a fan of motion controls.
So
we want to play with the original Wiimotes.
Yeah, definitely. Did you? What was I gonna say? So if Skyward Sword HD comes out and they're like, "Hey, this is going away at March 31st of 2022," does that mean you're gonna buy Skyward Sword?
I'll
HD?
probably get it about 2 weeks before it goes away. So. No, but I tell you, this collection really does kind of. I would like to see a Zelda collection with Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and at this point it would have to be Twilight Princess because they're remastering Skyward Sword on its own. So yeah, I mean, I think they should do it. I want to play an Ocarina of Time that looks as good as Mario 64 does.
Well, have you played Ocarina of Time 3D?
No.
Oh, that if they do the Ocarina of Time, they need to put the 3DS version. It plays and looks just so much better.
I had such a hard time playing a game of that depth on such a small screen. That's a crime. Even if it is 3D, that's too epic for the small screen.
Well, it's crazy is that Ocarina of Time was in 3D, and then they said Majora's Mask was in 3D, but I'm pretty sure Majora's Mask didn't actually have 3D in it. They just wanted to keep the name the same.
I mean, I guess they could do Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker. I just kind of feel like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time would be a little too similar.
I think
to include in.
I think they either put all four in there or Majora's Mask gets cut. There's no way they cut Twilight Princess and leave Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have only one Dark Zelda game. Better let it be Twilight Princess.
I tell you, I wouldn't wait until 2 weeks before that disappears to get that. I would probably get that day one.
That's a day one. Like, I gotta have my Zelda fix. It's really hard to see, but I also have a sealed copy of Mario 3D All Stars right there on mine.
Yeah, I bought the physical. I didn't. I opted for the physical.
It's just in case the price decides to skyrocket. There's also a Game & Watch back there too.
I mean, I would also, like, in the same vein, I'd hope to see like a Metroid and a Star Fox version of this too.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, supposedly,
I don't think Star Fox Adventures got the true shake it deserved.
Oh my god, that game's so
because
good.
It wasn't a normal Star Fox game. It was still like a solid platformer.
Give me they remastered Star Fox 64 for 3DS. Give me that. Star Fox Adventures, and either put Star Fox Assault or Star Fox Command in there. Like, you're right. Star Fox is like, those games are so good, but they're just like, they don't sell well. And I don't get it. Star Fox Adventures is just like the dumbest game I think I've ever played. And it's also the most fun game I've ever played. Like, it started off, it was called Dinosaur Planet. It didn't even involve Star Fox. And then they showed it to people and they were like, this game sucks. Like, I don't like this main character. I said, okay, what if we put Fox in it? Bam, sold.
That's not the first time. That's the story of Mario Brothers 2 for the original Nintendo. There's some other game that,
It's also the story of Smash Brothers too. It was the original concept showed these guys that all look like Pepsi Man. And then they were like, you can't really sell this to people because it needs mascot characters. And they're like, hey, Nintendo, what if we put all your characters in this? And they're like, I don't know. And then they did it, and it sold really well. And now it's one of the best-selling franchises on the Switch. So, learn your lessons, Star Fox. I just remember, this is so stupid. So in Star Fox Adventures, the main, the antagonist, his name is General Scales. And they have like this weird way of talking where they're like, Iska Buddha Buska, General Scales, or something stupid like that. And
wow. That sounded like Greedo's language from Star Wars.
Well,
a little bit, yeah.
And my mom was, or I was over her house, or she was over at my apartment or something. And I just happened to be playing this game, and then like later on, I was at her house helping her set her Wi-Fi up, and she decided to name her Wi-Fi General Scales' Wi-Fi. It was so stupid. Like, my mom's not a gamer whatsoever, but the name just stuck. And she had her Wi-Fi named that for like 3 years.
It works.
It's so stupid. But Michael, what have
I
you
think the
been up to?
people.
Oh, wait, what?
No, I was just saying. I think the people on the general scales. Who knows?
Right.
I mean,
Well, after that power outage that happened in my area twice, we renamed our Wi-Fi. We caused the power outage.
and that's so. Was that whenever you were helping me build my computer?
Yeah, when I was fixing your computer. Yeah.
Every time
Like,
Richard,
look,
he'd
if
work.
this happens a fucking third time, I'm never touching your computer again.
Every time he'd work on my computer, the fucking power on his whole street would go out.
It was ridiculous.
That's a crazy coincidence.
Like fucking twice. I was like, "There's no way in fucking hell."
Oh, speaking of, it's storming really bad up here. So if you hear rain or if the power just cuts out, just know what happened.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
It's gonna get ugly. But well, anyway, so have y'all just been kind of just chilling, not doing much? What do you, other than playing Mario, or Richard, you playing anything else?
Yeah, it's so weird. I ran into a buddy today that I hadn't spoken to in a bit, and he asked me the same question. He was like, "What have you been playing?" And I literally drew a blank. It's like I've been playing nothing, but I have. I guess there's nothing that there's not like a AAA consistent title that I finished the one of the free games this month for I guess it's just PS5. It's not PS4, so I don't know how many people actually got a chance to play it. The Maquette, that puzzle game.
I thought that was PS4 and PS5.
Is it? It may be. It may be. When that was over with, I set the remote down and cried. I'm dead serious. That was such an emotional game, and it was done beautifully. And I tell you, so without spoiling anything, of course it's like a physics logic kind of based puzzle. I'm sure if anybody's ever looked into it, it's basically you're in this enclosed area, and then within this enclosed area is a model replica of the area. And then the area that you're in is also in this larger replica. And it seems to go on and on and on. And things that you change in the model happen in your world and the large world as well. For instance, just an example, one of the first puzzles is, you would take a normal sized door key in the area you're in. You would unlock a door to a large chasm. You would go back to the little model and you would place that key over the chasm so that when you went back to it in the world that's your normal size, you would see this giant key over this chasm that now acts as a bridge.
Oh, wow.
So there's logic puzzles like that. But all these puzzles are nested around this story of a guy and a girl. And you basically go through their relationship. And I think what really makes it impactful is, it's a brilliant story and it's a really great script, but it's voiced by Bryce Dallas Howard from, she was in The Help, she's in the new Jurassic World movies, and Seth Gable, who he was in Nip Tuck, he was in Salem. They're married in real life on top of being, actors in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that they're in a relationship in reality, and then they're also, it's Hollywood talent voice acting, it really added a level of depth of the story that just drug you in. And it's one of those things where you see it coming a mile away, but when it happens, it's like they punch you in the throat right at the end of it. So, if some people, I've read forums, they've been stuck a time or two. I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody else, but I never had to reference a solution. I thought it was pretty obvious. I wouldn't say I got stuck, but I kind of got I had to think outside the box about maybe once or twice. But it's maybe a 3 or 4 hour game at most. It's $20 retail anyway, but it's worth it for the story alone. And then aside from that, I've just been playing. I'm going to call it trash gaming. It's not trash. Forager that David's been talking about. It's weird. I don't know why that game's so addicting, but it is. And then I picked up Monster Sanctuary today, which is like a 2D Metroidvania Pokemon hybrid.
Okay.
But now I've only played like the first 15, 20 minutes of it, so I can't really. It's awesome so far.
Cool. Michael, what you been playing?
Nothing. Yeah, just been work.
I get that.
Haven't even played Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, God, he is busy. This man is busy. What a busy man.
What the hell else? It just seems like I've been playing something.
I'm gonna try and work on some of my creative things I got going on, but yeah, really just I've done nothing.
I'm in that boat with you. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, nothing. Epic also evidently, I guess, came out with another game called Crata. And it's basically, from what I can tell, I haven't played it yet, I just downloaded it, is, like the, designer part of Fortnite, but with, like, more stuff. And they've made that like a whole game. Is to like basically you build games.
Oh, cool. So it's like it's almost like a game. Is it almost like an engine, or is it like?
Yeah, actually, like there are, from what I've seen from some of the screenshots, it's like a full-on game engine. But there's also a season pass. So I don't know. Seems interesting, but there's that going on.
I'm kind of in the same boat you're in, where like, I mean, I've been getting my Call of Duty on, trying to just grind shit that I don't really need to. But like, other than that, like, I've been kind of just not in it to play games this week. But like, I want to get back into like designing clothes and shit for my Redbubble store, and just kind of screw around with stuff like that. I've been hanging out with David the past couple days. He just upgraded his TV. He's got a Series X on the way next week, so he went ahead and got himself a new TV.
Nice.
So I had to hang out at his house to help receive it, so it didn't get rained on or anything.
Yeah.
But we played Halo for the 2 days we played it. Good Lord, we probably played it for like 5 or 6 hours. I may be exaggerating, but it felt like we played for. Every night. It was like we'd play it until I couldn't keep my eyes open, and then I was just crashing. It was one of those. It was like reliving your childhood a little bit, or your teenage years, staying up all night playing Halo. But David's got more willpower than I do, because I'm so used to getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So come 10:30, 11 o'clock, my ass is ready to go to bed.
Right.
And you keep me up past that, I'm just gonna zonk out. That's how it is.
I get it.
Well, since we don't have a lot of news to talk about, I mean, we're done with news. We talked about games.
Them stimmies are hitting y'all.
Yeah, quit buying TVs.
Everybody's buying TVs.
Quit buying TVs. David's the exception. Quit buying TVs. I'm so sick of doing carryouts at Walmart. I don't want to ramble about customers, but I've had 3 people in the past week buy 3 TVs. And I finally caved and asked one of them what they were going to do with it. And dude told me he had a gaming computer with a 3090 in it. And I was like, okay. And he bought 2 65-inch 4K TVs to put side by side, and got this little piece of something that goes down the middle that helps. It's like almost like a trick that gets rid of the bezel.
I have seen that.
Yeah, so it gets rid of the bezel. So now he's got a 65-inch or 100. I guess it's not technically 130-inch or whatever. It's just a very super ultra wide monitor made of 2 65-inch TVs that can only play in 60 hertz, but. I mean, more power to him.
I mean, yeah, why not, right? I've thought about it.
I mean, if you got the money and the space for it, I mean, go for it.
I would just get 3 curved TVs, though. I hate middle bezel. Like, if you're going to get multiple monitors and put them together, at least 3. Have an odd number of monitors, because you don't want the bezel, even with that piece of thing. I forget what it's called or who sells it. But I've seen it before. But like, it's not quite right, and you can tell.
Yeah,
You don't have a bezel right over your character. Your character's in the center.
yeah. And yeah, I don't know. It was I can't remember if it's plastic or if it's like a piece of glass. But all it does is just sit there and it like barely reflects the light off the edge of the screen back onto the screen. And it somehow makes it work to where it like eliminates the bezel. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. But it's kind of it's about as useful as them people who tape those red dot sights to their screen so they never have to aim down sights with their guns in shooting games. If you've ever seen those are so stupid.
People do that.
Yeah. And they put on I remember they advertised that along with like the first generation of like blue light filter glasses. To like, oh, these are Call of Duty Pro gamer glasses. Like, I can't imagine how many suckers got them stupid things. Like, oh my god, Pro gamer glasses, what? And then they still suck at Call of Duty. Poor people. I guess real quick before I have a special. You guys already know about it, but the specialty for the trivia this week. We could talk about shows if we've been watching, if y'all have been watching anything interesting, but I haven't, other than The Masked Singer, which I don't know how to talk about that.
Boruto, Naruto Next Generation. No. Yeah.
Oh, I can go ahead and we usually do this at the end, but I can go ahead and make this announcement. Board Game Breakdown is officially closed.
No.
I made the decision to pull the plug finally. Well, I think I made the decision a few days ago, but the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, everything has been taken down. Does not exist. I think I got up to maybe 30-something subscribers. For anybody that's listening to this, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for the views. It came about for a couple of different reasons. I'm not going to go into them, but I'm not disappointed. I've actually already started recording new content for something else that I'm piecing together. It's still board game, huh?
OnlyFans.
It's OnlyFans. It's still board game related. It's a little bit different than what I was doing before. What I was doing before was in a very saturated market, is what I learned over the past few months of doing it. And this new project is, like I said, it still has to do with board games. It's very different. I am going to continue doing the Miniature Monday. That's an element that I'm going to keep with the new thing that's coming. And I'm not going to say that it's going to be quick. I'm not like going to announce it like next week. It's probably going to be a little bit closer to the spring. There's a couple things I got to get together before I do that. But something new is on the horizon. But Board Game Breakdown is officially shut down. And thank you to everyone that liked any video, shared any comments, any of that stuff. It was very much appreciated. And look forward to seeing what I have on the horizon.
So, question: did you not just hide all the videos and keep the channel up in case you want to go back to it later, or do you actually?
Oh no, I'm not going back to that channel later.
Okay. Well,
I'll go into it. I'll go into this one little piece, even though it happened with more than one person. So, in an effort to get more viewership, I started to publish my videos through BoardGameGeek.com. Anybody that's into board games, they're probably more than familiar with that website. It's like one of the biggest ones. And what happened, it may purely have been coincidence. It may have just been coincidence. I don't know. But I went and I sent my videos, and anytime you submit a video, it's got to go through this moderation process before they'll put it on their website and all that good stuff. So, and that took about a week or two, but they approved all my videos. All my videos went on BoardGameGeek.com. And then literally 2 weeks after that, someone within that website launched a YouTube video series that they have a new show called Board Game Breakdown, which, the emphasis of that show was that the woman would actually talk to the developers of board games and just kind of go through the process of creating a board game. So it was different than what I was doing. Mine was strictly just review, but the problem is that, you know, I was publishing videos under Board Game Breakdown. She's actually publishing videos under Board Game Geek, who already has like 174,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they were using the hashtag that I use. So when you went to Google, when you went to any of these search engines, they just absolutely buried me.
Oh yeah.
And I reached out, email. I was very polite about it. That I was displeased because before I did anything, I actually Googled that name just to make sure I wasn't stepping on anybody's toes. And the only thing I found was there was 2 videos on a website channel that they had titled Board Game Breakdown, but they were like from 3 years ago, and it was just 2 videos, and there was no movement on it, for years. So I was like, that's not an active thing. I think this is safe to move forward. I think it's kind of scummy that you wouldn't look into that first.
Yeah.
Anytime you come up with a naming convention, you wouldn't do just a Google search just to be like, well, is somebody else not trying this? It didn't happen. But then looking into it, though, after I had done that, there's been like 5 or 6 different pop-ups of Board Game Breakdown. So, I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't that original of a naming convention because a lot of other people jumped on it. But that was one of the motivators to shutting it down. And I don't fault Board Game Geek, even though they never replied to my very pleasant email. I would have just taken, oh man, hey, we're sorry. But no, not a word.
I remember, and I know I shared this with you guys, but I think we had just started uploading videos to YouTube. And I tried going on YouTube and just searching Next Gen Newsweek, and this guy in the UK popped up before us. And he, like, our videos, they usually average about like 25 to 40 views, or sometimes in the hundreds, depending on if Alex is on or not. It's always just him. If Alex is on the show, the episode gets over 100 views. It's just how it works. But
wow,
I don't know. It's just something about Alex. Anyway,
Alex, where are you at tonight?
I know. I tried getting him on, but anyway, the dude popped up, and so his video, I think he was talking about the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC, and it said Pokemon new DLC coming, and then there was something about the Xbox, and it just said Next Gen Newsweek on it. And so, just being funny, I wasn't being mean about it. I just got in the comments, and I was like, LOL, whoops. And he replied back, he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't know anything about your channel. I'm like, dude, it's cool, I was just picking on you. It's okay. But, I mean, that kind of stuff, I mean, we weren't, when I upload videos here, I don't use Next Gen Newsweek as a hashtag, I guess, so it's, maybe I should, but...
I don't know what the proper path to that is, because to copyright or trademark something, you're talking about several hundreds of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're a startup, you don't know if you're ever going to make money off of an idea, especially if you're talking about YouTube or something like that. So it's not worth the cost. But then, what happens if someone, steps on your toes like that, or kind of...
Oh. I mean, I can answer that. I mean,
okay, cool. I would love an answer to that.
So an actual trademark, you really don't establish that until you're established, because that's kind of like really putting your foot down. But before that, anything you create, you come up with a tune, a drawing, whatever, you have creative rights. So like you own that. So if you came up with Board Game Breakdown and no one else had a hold on that, that's yours. That naming convention is yours. It's about board games, it's a video series. You kind of have some intellectual rights on that whole process right there. So yeah, you do kind of have a foothold on some legal retribution. How much you want to put money into that versus how much... there's your other problem.
That was my thing for a channel that was producing no income. It was It was almost like replacing an engine in a vehicle whose blue book value was just,
Yeah.
it didn't make sense to.
Right.
Well, and to that point, since we're talking about that kind of stuff, also a long time ago, I told you guys I was starting a new channel called Toasties Tech or whatever I decided to call it. And since then, I've never uploaded a video to it. Actually, I take that back. I uploaded two videos to it. The first one was called it was the PS5 DualSense controller unboxing, and the second one was how to transfer PS4 games to a PS5. Those videos lasted on that channel for 3 days. Did not accumulate any views whatsoever. So I decided to take them down and re-upload them to our channel here. And I have it pulled up. The DualSense controller unboxing got 55 views, 6 likes. The how to transfer PS4 games to PS5 got 14,225 views, 95 comments, 245 likes, and 26 dislikes. And actually got to the point where it was so big that Richard and I recorded a separate video answering people's questions about the PS5. So
I remember that.
So, I'm not taking the channel down though, because I mean it was about other techie stuff too, but I've just got so much other stuff going on, and I was gonna do like computer builds and stuff like that, but it's just not the right time to do it. But I'm not gonna get rid of the channel over.
Well,
all that
I mean,
stuff, so
that's another thing that I discovered. Now, I mean, I'm still gonna be a content creator, so I'm not getting away from it. But as far as like filming and editing and stuff, I mean, there's work involved to that. It's not just like, slap your iPhone up and just record something. There's editing, and then you got to worry about the ceiling fan, and that kind of creating, it's.
Yep.
If it was a simple process, man, but no, it's an undertaking. It really is.
Well, and to anyone watching this, you've probably seen this too. About a month or two ago, everything, like all the art changed for the channel, like all the way everything was framed was different. We were in like more vertical rectangles in some shots where we were a lot zoomed in, and then they would cut to us being in the corner, and then there would be a video whatever we were talking about in the top. And to Richard's point, it takes a lot of work to do that. And for someone who's going to school and has pretty much a full-time job, like it's hard to keep that crap up. Like if this was a full-time gig, I would definitely have more time to be able to do that. But until then, you get just us and a black border. So maybe we'll start a Patreon and y'all can support us, and then we can all go full-time with podcasting and videos, and then OnlyFans.
And like I don't work or go to school or anything, but I'm a full-time mom. And I mean, that's rough too. I'm telling you, that'll eat away at the day.
Yeah.
For real.
And after I'm done at my day job, I whip out my titties and I milk them. Those poor children. Like, otherwise they would starve.
It's crazy, man. It's wild.
I'm not saying I won't go back to that doing that kind of editing format, but it's just, and plus also the past couple of weeks we've been recording at like the last minute. It's like we get done, I have to get everything uploaded and then go to bed and then get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we record at 10 o'clock at night. So it's just like there's no time to do all.
Are we ever gonna go live again?
We probably can. We'll talk about it.
If we go live again, we're
older.
definitely gonna have to work on like schedule and being on time and everything.
I don't know, y'all. Well, we're all bad about it. I'm not gonna say y'all. We're all.
I don't know. There's a different feel. I like the vibe of the live show. I like the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
The interaction.
I wish there was a way we could record earlier in the day. Like, I don't know, but I mean, I'm perfectly.
6 a.m.
No, not that fucking early. No, not that early. All right.
I don't know, but a live show, I don't know. It might work out being like a late thing.
Yeah, the late show, the late next gen show.
Yeah, the late show with Mitch.
And I'm your host.
If y'all have any suggestions about stuff you'd like to see or any feedback, go ahead and leave that in the comments or on Twitter. Let us know what we can do for you, to help me, to help you.
The viewer.
Yeah, the people. it really sucks that Steven's not here because I knew we were having a shorter show with nothing really to talk about. So I prepared a 5 trivia question gauntlet, and
I feel like we shouldn't do this without him, though.
Yeah, because he'll end up being way behind. He's already behind.
Yeah. I would give him the chance.
This would throw in his. I mean, still give us one, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one. I'll give you
that
one.
That way, it's just like a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
For not being here.
All right, I have 2, and I'm gonna let y'all. Let y'all decide between the first one and the second one. So,
Phantom Hourglass.
No. Neither one of these have to do with The Legend of Zelda.
Oh no.
No. So you have one that's based off of retro.
Dance Dance Revolution.
No. You have one that's based off of retro gaming, and you have one based off of music games. Which one would you rather do?
Music.
I'm not hearing anything back from Richard. So.
Well, like if I said retro, what would you do? You gotta split. You gotta split vote.
All right, we'll go with music. Music question.
Music is my boyfriend.
So currently, the trivia score is that Richard and Michael both have 5. Steven has 3. And I will save the other 4 trivia questions for later. And if you want to submit trivia questions, DM me on Twitter or on Facebook if we're friends. Don't put them in the YouTube comments because everybody else can see those. You got to send them directly to me. Twitter.com/Meachflow. Directly. All right. What band has made more money off of their standalone Guitar Hero game than any of their original albums? Is it Aerosmith, Metallica, The Beatles, or Van Halen? Michael.
Wow.
I vote Aerosmith.
All right. Or Richard.
That's tough. I'm gonna say definitely not Beatles or Metallica. And I didn't know Van Halen had a standalone.
Yep. They were Guitar Hero Van Halen was either last or second to last Guitar Hero game before Guitar Hero Live came along and ruined everything.
Oh man, I mean the problem I'm looking at is Aerosmith's been around since like the 70s. And like they're still, well, I mean, not recently, but I mean, they have a couple of decades worth, whereas Van Halen was mainly 80s. I'm going to go with my gut. My gut's saying Aerosmith like Michael, but I feel like if I'm wrong, it's Van Halen.
You're both right. It is Aerosmith.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the only thing I was thinking is like, total album sales, you've got decades behind Aerosmith.
Well,
then,
I had to reword the question when I first typed it, but it is sales for Guitar Hero Aerosmith versus each of their individual albums, not the total of all.
Not the total. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
That's where when I was typing this up, I got confused because it said that like they had sold over, I want to say it was 100. They had $100 million in sales if you take all of their albums combined. I couldn't find the individual sales per album, but Guitar Hero Aerosmith sold 600,000 copies and had $25 million in sales over the course of 1 year of it being out. And that was before the price of it got cut and you could find it for $10 at a Kmart. But that's when I got it. I wanted the guitar. I just wanted the red guitar. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about the fucking game. I took that Aerosmith guitar and I played Guitar Hero Metallica with it.
I was so sad when Rock Band Live came out. I was so disappointed by that product. I really wanted an experience like the original Rock Band.
You mean Guitar Hero Live?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero Live. Yeah,
Guitar Hero Live sucked. Rock Band, because they both came out. Well, Rock Band came out when they were like, "Hey, we're doing Rock Band 4," and then Guitar Hero's like, "Oh, we should do a new game. Let's do Guitar Hero Live." And then Rock Band is still getting DLC to this day, and it's still they're treating it as like a games to the service instead of constantly making a new Rock Band game. And then Guitar Hero is they're gone.
Really, there was a new Rock Band that came out.
Mm-hmm. Same year that Guitar Hero Live did.
Wow, why did I not get that?
It like I said, when it came out, I don't know if they're still doing it, but when it came out, you had the opportunity to import all of your DLC purchases from Rock Band 2 and 3. If you owned the physical version of Rock Band 2 and 3, you could import all of the songs from those games into Rock Band 4. And then the store is still open, so you can buy new songs.
Wow.
So there's.
I don't think I would get into it now. Times have changed. Yeah, I remember though one New Year's Eve, I was with my brother-in-law, my other brother-in-law, and my cousin-in-law.
It sounds like a really good movie.
Yeah, it was. We were hammered, but dude, it was New Year's Eve. We literally had 2 guitars, the drum kit, and the mic. And oh my god, we were tearing it up.
Yep.
And like my wife's cousin, he really digged the karaoke type thing. So like, man, he was getting down, dude. He was singing his heart out, dude. He was like down on one knee at times. And I mean, we were tearing it up. That was like such a great night.
My friends and I used to get really big into that. It was back when I first met Alex back in high school. I mean, dude lived at my house, and we just played Guitar Hero and Rock Band, like, just religiously. And I spent so much money. Like, pretty much every paycheck I had was going into something for that stupid game, like buying songs. My mom got pissed at the drums, so we had to buy, like, those little rubber pads that go over them so they're not as loud. Bought, like, the cymbals.
They were loud as hell.
Bought an extra kick pedal.
Especially if you like add alcohol to the mix, because then you just start beating the damn hell out of the damn things when you start.
But it got to the point like where we had people over in Rock Band. We never had Rock Band 3, and I kind of wish that I got to play it because that's the one that came with the piano, so you could play like the guitar if you wanted to.
Oh wow!
But I know it was Rock Band 2 at least. You could have harmonized vocals. You could have 3 people singing at the same time. You could have any combination of guitars, bass, and drums on the bottom. So you could have up to 7 people playing at the same time. And it would be us with guitars, and we had microphone stands with so we were singing and playing guitar at the same time. And then somebody playing drums, and then somebody else probably playing guitar too. It was just like it was a moment. Like,
it was a moment in time, and I think that's why I feel like it wouldn't be the same. Because, I mean, that it's a bygone era. But, I remember seeing, when that first started, I remember seeing somebody demoing it at Best Buy and thinking, Christ, that's the dumbest looking thing I've ever heard. And then, like, a month later, it's like I can't pull myself away from it.
Yep.
It's almost like this guilty pleasure in my house. It's like, oh, I got to go play Rock Band.
I remember I was still playing soccer whenever this happened. But it was one of those days where you had 2 soccer games, but they weren't back to back. So you had like an hour and a half break to go eat something. And so my dad and I ended up just screwing around and going to Walmart in White House. And we get there, and I had heard that they had Rock Band there. And it was in apparel. Like, the display for it was in like a 4-foot section in apparel, facing towards the registers. And then all they had was a drum set that worked, and the guitar was broken and shit. And I just sat there and I just played whatever the hell it was. Probably, knowing me, it was probably Painkiller by Judas Priest, but just sitting there just playing something crazy like that in Walmart. And I was like, God, when did that come out? 2006? So
You were a baby.
I was a little baby when that came. Not 2006, like 2010 maybe. But still, it was a good time. In my last memory I have of up until Rock Band 4 is when Guitar Hero 6 came out. It was the last. I think that was the last Guitar Hero game. Skipped school that day. Had friends over. We were playing. It was on 360. I had for Christmas that year. I wanted like a really good drum set. So it was like this Logitech drum set that you could actually take the brain off of and use it as like a MIDI drum set if you wanted to. And it came with like a nice kick pedal, and I had another kick pedal. No, I didn't have the other kick pedal yet. I just had the one that came with it, and I'd already been using it. And then the first note I played on Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, the fucking kick pedal snapped in half. And I couldn't, I couldn't use the damn thing anymore. I was so mad. And it was like after that, it was you either had to play with the auto kick pedal cheat on, or you had to do something. And like I had like a Rock Band guitar or kick pedal, but it wasn't compatible with the drum set. It wouldn't recognize it. It's like I was screwed. I need a new Guitar Hero game that's just guitar, but not terrible like Guitar Hero Live. Give me Guitar Hero 7.
Yeah, there was something wrong with the guitar. I remember it didn't feel right. Even like hitting that little, what do they call the strum bar or the strum button or whatever that little lever is that rocks back and forth.
Twangy.
Yeah, the twangy. It just it didn't feel right like the other ones. I don't know. That was just a failure all around.
Well, what killed me is that instead of having the green, red, blue, yellow, orange buttons down the fret bar, they split it where it was 3x2 or 2x3, and they had white notes and black notes, and it was like you had to strum up for white notes and strum down for black notes, and it was like, this is too much.
Yeah, it just
don't give me a regular game where I can strum either way. And then Rock Band's like, oh, you didn't like that? Oh, well, we got the regular fretboard going. And then Beat Saber came out, and Beat Saber is like the best. Well, not the best. It's a really good music game like that. So, if you have a VR headset, try out Beat Saber. Lots of fun. Or go back on the 360 and play DJ Hero.
Right.
Richard, you ever play DJ Hero?
No.
You should have.
Well, wait a minute. No. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of something that maybe it's a board game or something. You use like cards.
That's
creates
Fuser? Yeah. Or Drop Mix?
Drop Mix. Maybe that's it. One of my nephews got that.
I tried getting you to play that on Board Game Breakdown. I did like a whole demo for it.
I forgot about that.
It's like all over my room. Right, in my bedroom, it's got like everything in it. I know this is like not professional videos, but like I got like extra card sleeves. Like I'm ready for more Drop Mix packs to come out. I got all sorts of just decks on decks of Drop Mix cards.
Are they gonna come out with new content, or is it kind of?
Not, I just don't own all the cards for it, so. There's so many. Like you can still buy the packs on Amazon. They're like $15 a pack. I know Target sells them, but not my Target. So I should whip that back out. I haven't played Drop Mix in forever. Make some music. But well, if you've been joining us this long, or been tuning in with us, that's awesome. I know we've kind of just been shooting the shit on here. But we're gonna get out of your ears for this week. So, Michael, would you like to start us off with wrapping up?
Yeah. Not a whole lot going on besides like a bunch of free games going on with open box tech deals, and you can check all those out. And I believe Mitch, like I said, we just found out about the PlayStation ones, so be sure to check out all those. And then had a lot of activity and unsolicited nudes, so added a new moderator, and she is just happy about it. Slap happy.
Is it who I'm thinking it is?
It is.
Bulbasaur?
It is.
Oh my god.
She loves it.
All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right.
Y'all want to plug anything?
Oh, do we get to plug stuff?
No breakdown of boards?
Yeah, Richard, what are you going to plug now?
I'm not going to plug anything.
Miniature Mondays.
I'm going to plug Sony. Get a PS5. Be a real man.
Oh, I didn't talk about this. I mean, you guys know, but I didn't talk about it. I finally got another PS5, everybody. So
Yay!
that long requested, hey, Mitch, are you going to do an unboxing of a PS5 since Richard didn't do it? Yes. It's coming. Just gotta get the PlayStation.
I forgot about that. It's because
He was so excited.
I tore into it, man.
Yeah, he was so
When I
excited.
first got here.
I'll do an unboxing. You're gonna get it. People have been asking you for it on Twitter a long time ago, not recently. But I ordered it 2 weeks ago. It still says it's preparing order. Apparently, Walmart.com can take up to 3 weeks to actually charge your credit card and ship it to you. But it says I should have it by April 10th. So, just a little bit longer.
A little bit more than a month. I mean, it's better than never.
Honestly, though, I check every day.
Honestly.
I check that before I check to see if I got my stimulus every day. It's like, did my PlayStation come in? If you want to find me on anywhere, Meechflow on everything. I may start trying to stream a little bit again now that things have settled down in my house and everything. But if not, you can find me talking about dumb shit on Twitter because that's all I'm good for on there. It's just dumb stuff. But that'll be all your news for this week and all your rambling for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you should definitely subscribe. We are 6 subscribers away from hitting 200, which is it was a big milestone for Michael on Facebook, and it's also a big milestone for me on this channel. So if you made it this far, make sure you subscribe so you get updates.
Subscribe to us.
Yeah, subscribe. It's on the thing right there. It's on the little board. It's
We
reversed.
sent for you.
Yeah.
Heart emojis.
Yeah. If you like cat girls, subscribe this week.
Or cat boys.
Or
We
cat
don't
boys.
judge.
Yeah, or cat boys. Anyway, Michael, do you have any kind of promotion for us this week? What are we brought to you by?
This week's podcast is brought to you by obtrusive pant bulges. You know where this is going. Thank you, Bernie Sanders.
Oh.